Welcome back. So, the reason why this review between Inter Miami versus Orlando City is a little bit later than you expect me to upload is because I went to the Bay Bridge series tonight and I actually watched this game while I was watching the Bay Bridge series because when the Bay Bridge series between the A's and Giants was about to start. This game was still in the early part of the second half, and also I did get back home about 30 minutes ago, and I did also had to watch some of the highlights of the second half of this game because that Bay Bridge series that I attended, it felt like it was a playoff atmosphere, and it was getting hard to keep an eye on this one, but also watching the other game in person that kind of had that playoff atmosphere and the fans was being very loud. So yeah, that's why I did kind of had to watch some of the highlights after I come back home and also put all the notes here on the board. But that being said, in terms of this game, well, for Inter Miami, I thought they played well in this game, and I really do, especially in the first half where I feel like they could have got a goal in the first half, and eventually they did get it in the second half. And when they did get that 1-0 lead, I thought they were going to do it. I thought they were going to pull off an upset against Orlando City, but this is why Orlando City is one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference. And this is kind of also a performance that shows you that they're they are a team that is definitely could be a MLS Cup contender because even when they were not at their best in this game, they somehow in some way are able to score those two late goals to come back from a 1-0 deficit and grind out and pretty much steal all 3 points away from Inter Miami in this one. Now, for Miami, there was no Gonzalo Higuain and Pizarro in the starting 11 as Carranza actually gets the start at the number 9 spot. And I guess the reason why that is the case is because Phil Neville wanted to kind of change it up, knowing the fact that Higuain hasn't been that effective in that number 9 spot. But at the same time, I didn't think Julian Carranza was that effective, and I didn't think he had a relatively good game and mostly was quiet throughout this game playing in that number 9 spot. Now, in the first half and 2 minutes into the game, Miami almost got the opening goal, but Brendan Austin absolutely robbed Chapman from close range. But Miami was definitely pressing early for that opening goal. Junior Urso did have the first real opportunity for Orlando City as he blazed a shot high from 16 yards out. Before Brek Shea did try to drive one from 17 yards out that just missed wide. Morgan then had another chance in the 35th minute as he also trying to shoot a shot that was in the similar distance as the Brek Shea shot, but it was also the same result as it goes wide. Then Nani did went down with an injury, and I don't know what happened. I think maybe he kind of landed awkwardly on his knee, but he was kind of walking off gingerly a little bit. And if you're Orlando City fans, you were kind of holding your breath for a bit because you definitely did not want to see Nani potentially get subbed off of an injury and might miss some game. But the good news is he actually did stay in this game despite that injury that he suffered during that point. Then Morgan did try to take a pot shot from 23 yards out, but it goes straight to Austin. But we had to halftime with a 0-0 scoreline, despite the fact that I thought Miami were the better team in the first half. Now in the second half, Orlando City, they kind of woke up a little bit, and whatever Oscar Perez said at halftime definitely have rallied up the troops because early in the second half they had a big opportunity to get the opening goal, and it's Nani the one that had a big opportunity to get the opening goal for Orlando City, but McCarthy was able to deny him from long range before McCarthy would deny Mueller from close range just 9 minutes later. But I also wrote Orlando was having more of the chances in the start of the first 15 minutes in the second half. And, I think Phil Neville was kind of sitting there and realized, yeah, I need to start to maybe bring some more attacking power because I know that Orlando City is pushing to try to get the opening goal, and I really need to maybe bring some attacking power to get this game back into our favor. So he decided to summon Gonzalo Higuain at the hour mark from the bench, and it turns out that was a smart move because before Nani did try to go shoot a 27-yard free kick that goes wide. Higuain would actually get the opening goal of the game as he scored from Chapman to give Inter Miami a 1-0 lead. And, while that shot, when he basically put that one from long range, wasn't actually hit very hard. In fact, it actually took a couple of bounces there, but it was just placed in a perfect position where Brendan Austin just really had no chance in terms of saving that one. But yeah, Miami were up 1-0 in the game, and as I said, I thought they played well up to that point, and maybe they're in for an upset in this one, right? Well, no, because 6 minutes later, Orlando City equalized. And it's Chris Mueller that scored from Nani and Janssen to give Orlando City the equalizer. JB Derek Hammer mentioned that Mueller did it again when he of course scored the goal, and that was kind of odd for JP to say that, because Mueller didn't score a goal coming into this. Like, I don't think he realized that Mueller actually never scored a goal so far for this season. And then later on, he of course mentioned that was his first goal. So that's kind of contradict the fact that it feels like JP forgot that Chris Mueller hasn't got on the score sheet, and then later realized that, oh yeah, he didn't get on the score sheet this season, and that indeed is actually his first goal. But either way, just 7 minutes later, Orlando City would get the second goal, and you can really see after that equalizer, the momentum was clearly for Orlando City, and they took advantage of that momentum by getting the second goal, and this is definitely an early contention for goal of the week. And how many times we've seen this season that Nani has single-handedly scored a very important goal for Orlando City to get them a point on the road, or even get all 3 points. And he did it again, score an absolute golazo from Benji Michel to give Orlando City a 2-1 lead. I mean, if you haven't seen the replay of that, you definitely need to watch that one. Like, the way that he hits that one for about 30 yards out and able to put that one in top bin, that is vintage Nani stuff there. And again, definitely an early contention for goal of the week. But late in the game, Pizarro did try a long-range effort that goes wide in the 87th minute, as Miami, all of a sudden, they're down 2-1. They were really pushing to maybe rescue them a point in this Florida derby. Chapman probably had the best opportunity late in the game, as he hit it high from close range. And yeah, at the end of the day, Miami wasn't able to get the equalizer, and Orlando City was able to hang on to win 2-1 in this game. And the shots in this one, 11 shots compared to 10 that Miami has, 6 shots on goal compared to 3 that Inter Miami has, 6 shots off target compared to 3 that Orlando City has, 1 shot that was blocked compared to 2 that Orlando City has, and possession-wise, 47% possession compared to 53% possession that Orlando City has in this game. And, Orlando City, that's 3 wins that they have got in a space of 6 days. And, also coming into this week, I'm pretty sure there were some Orlando City fans were not happy in terms of the schedule that they got with the way that they had to play on Saturday last week, and then they had a short week to play on Tuesday, and then they literally are the first team to play in terms of the weekend's action, and only had like a 3-day rest to play against Inter Miami on Friday. And basically they actually not just had 3 games in 7 days, but technically they had 3 games in 6 days, and they kind of only had like the 2-day rest in every single game. And yet, despite the fact that they did not have a lot of rest, this week they got all 3 wins in terms of this really compacted schedule, and all 3 of those wins were incredible wins too, because the first one last week they were able to outlast TFC on the road, and then of course put up a 5 spot against the Quakes, and now they go down to Miami and beat their interstate rival to win 2-1. And even though I don't think this result will push them up the top of the Eastern Conference, it will get them closer to New England, and will really put pressure on New England in terms of getting a result to keep that lead. But yeah, this team is definitely very dangerous in the Eastern Conference, and I'll tell you what, I won't be surprised if this team is going to be considered an Eastern Conference contender once or MLS Cup contender once the playoffs begin. But for Miami, this is now 4 straight losses to this game. And again, I don't think they played badly in this game, but still, at the end of the day, just because you didn't play badly in a game doesn't mean the fact that Miami fans should just celebrate on that, because they still end up on the losing end, and it just feels like this downward spiral just kind of continue in this team. And if this does continue for long stretch of period, then I expect there could be some personnel change that could happen within this team. But yeah, there you have it. That is pretty much it for the review of this game. Let me know in the comments below what do you think of this game. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys next time.